Welcome back, race fans, and welcome to another edition of the Seekonk Speedway pre-race show. I'm Giuliana Vanasse, and this week we're doing something a little different because I'm flying solo. Now, before social media starts to ask questions, both Brady and Kyle are fine. They didn't get suspended, they didn't get traded, and they definitely didn't get sent to race control for saying something they both shouldn't have said. And my own dad didn't want to be on the show today, so I guess I'll have to forgive you soon, Dad. They're both unavailable this week, which means for the next several minutes, it's just going to be me, a camera, and a whole lot of racing to be talking about. Honestly, this could go really well, or it could be a little awkward and me just talking for 10 straight minutes. But we have plenty of action to talk about because Seekonk Speedway is back this weekend for both Fast Friday and NASCAR Saturday night on Saturday. There's 10 divisions, multiple Triple Crowns, and the Everett Auto Parts Pro Stock 75. A championship battle heating up in almost every division, and one huge question hanging around over the NASCAR Saturday program. Will Dave Darling get to career win number 100? Maybe third time's the charm for him. Let's dive in. This past Saturday in the hot seat, I talked to 2024 Pro Stock champion Dylan Estrella. Dylan and I talked about his season so far, the ups, the downs, and how he went back-to-back for the American Pro 75 and blocked Dave Darling from getting win number 100. Here's what Dylan has to say this week in the hot seat. Welcome back, race fans. It's Giuliana Vanasse. We're in the hot seat with number 46 Pro Stock driver Dylan Estrella. Dylan, how do you feel going into tonight? You have 40 laps, a lot on the line.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, using used tires, less laps, probably starting a little deeper in the field with the wind. So just keeping it one piece and come back next week.
Let's get back to the big story. You kind of rained on Dave Darling's parade last week. You blocked him from win number 100, but you did go back-to-back for the American Pro Racer 75. What was the strategy behind last weekend?
Once we were out front there, I mean, he closed in pretty well. My spotter reads me times, and he was closing in. But it was one of those things. I was like, hey, if he gets to me, I'm just going to let him go. I don't want to beat my stuff up. It's a long race, and we've had a rough year so far. So P2 would have been fine, but I told myself I'll give him one good lap on the outside, and if I can stay with him, then I'll just keep trucking.
Let's talk about a turnaround. You kind of struggled this year. You've had your ups and downs. How do you manage when you're going through the downs to get you to the ups?
I mean, you just keep coming back every week, you know. I mean, it's like you've been coming here for a really long time.
Yeah, but not all the fans know.
I know, but you see how it is, like with your brother and your dad. You have your good days and your bad days. You just keep coming back, but a lot of our stuff was just mechanical stuff. It was more or less just out of our control, and it wasn't really a setup thing or a driver thing.
Walk us through your typical week by week in the garage. How much time do you spend going into it? I know you have kids at home. It can be tough.
Yeah, so I'm super thankful. My dad would sleep at the race shop if he could. Our shop's like 35 minutes away from us, so it's a little tough for me to get there. Mondays unload, nothing's broken, clean it up, make sure everything's good to go, and just kind of go through the car Wednesday, and then Thursday setup day. But for me, it's a little tougher. The wife works long hours, and I got the little one, so that's my main focus. I'm just very fortunate I have guys that are super driven behind me.
What does it mean to you to have Millie here and soon another little one every week? Does she love it?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's cool to go from like seeing her at 6 months to not really knowing much to now like Megan showing me videos of her cheering and stuff like that. It's pretty awesome.
Do you think she might come here at Seekonk Speedway, maybe get behind the wheel herself?
I'm all for it. We just need to find a sponsor. I know how expensive this could be, but
Definitely.
No, I'm all for it. If that's something she wants to do, or if she wants to do cheerleading or anything else, hey, whatever she wants.
Hey, I'm one for cheerleading.
Yeah, there you go.
What's your vision for the rest of the season? So far right now, you're kind of at with points. Is there anything you're really looking to do?
Just keep winning races. That's mainly my main concern. Obviously, Megan could be due any day now, so I might be missing another race. So points aren't really on my radar. I know Seekonk has their little point system thing. I don't pay attention to it. I mainly focus on the state stuff, and it's kind of written off into the sunset now, but we'll see.
All right. Thank you so much. You did a great job, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
The headliner race this weekend is the Everett Auto Parts Pro Stock 75. And let's be honest, all eyes are going to be focused on Dave Darling. The defending champion enters in the weekend sitting at career win number 99. 100 wins is a number that few drivers ever even dream about reaching, and every time he straps into that car now, the pressure just continues to rise. The funny thing is, the rest of the Pro Stock field knows exactly what's at stake, and nobody wants to be remembered as the driver who handed Dave Darling his 100th win. Last week, Nick Lascola reminded everyone just how competitive this division is. Lascola got to the front and held off both Jacob Burns and Darling to score his first win of the 2026 season. That victory immediately turned the championship picture upside down and gave the rest of the field a huge confidence boost. And speaking of drivers, let's talk about Jacob "Rowdy" Burns when it comes to confidence. After returning to the competition, he immediately looked like a threat for the win. Burns, Lascola, Darling, Dylan Estrella, Mike Brightman, and several others all have race-winning speed right now. 75 laps is a long race, and tire management matters. So does patience and track position. And if you're too aggressive too early, it can come back to haunt you later on. This one has all the ingredients to be an absolute classic race. If there's one division that has been impossible to predict this season, it's got to be the late models. 4 races, 4 different winners, and every week someone new seems to step it up and make a statement. Ryan Flood started the season off with a victory, but then Mark Jennison found victory lane. Andrew Gomes got his turn, and last week it was Manny Diaz celebrating. That kind of parity is exactly what race fans love to see. Meanwhile, other drivers like Charlie Rose and Ryan Vanasse Jr. have quietly been putting together championship caliber seasons. Neither driver has finished inside the top 5 last week, which was surprising considering how strong and consistent they've been all year. But sometimes a rough week is exactly what motivates great drivers. You also have Chase Belcher, who by his own standards hasn't had the start that he wanted. Everybody knows just how talented he is, and eventually he will break through. But then the youngsters start to make waves. There's Brendan LaBelle, who's been impressive as a Rookie of the Year contender, and Nick Uhrig Jr., who continues gaining experience. Luke LeBrun and Ray Lovelace have also shown flashes of speed throughout the season. The late models always seem to deliver drama, and with the Triple Crown points on the line, expect drivers to be aggressive when it counts the most. The Sportsman division may not always get the headlines, but they continue to produce some of the most competitive racing here at the Speedway. Last week, Doug Benoit grabbed his first win of the season and reminded everyone why he's absolutely a championship contender. But Randy Moretti remains the driver that everyone is chasing. Every week it feels like Moretti is standing on the podium because he's been incredibly fast, consistent, and hard to beat. The scary part for the competition is he hasn't looked like he's reached his ceiling yet. And at that same time, the points battle is looking incredibly tight. Benoit is right there, Nick Wood already has a win, and Nick Brightman continues to show speed after his win. Matt Talbot, Scott Saradinsky Jr., Adam Giancamozzi, and several others are definitely more than capable of steering a victory lane win and getting the win on Saturday night. 25 laps isn't that long of a race, and sometimes one restart is where it all takes to completely change the outcome. Expect this group to race hard from the drop of the green flag. The sport trucks have become one of the most entertaining divisions here at Seekonk Speedway because literally anybody can win. 5 races, 5 different winners, and almost every week someone new shows up with race-winning speed. There's DJ T-Bolt, Richie Helger Jr., Mike Duarte, Tim Bolger, Ethan Heilborn, and all those drivers I just listed have already visited victory lane. But here's what's really interesting. The points leader, Scott Sestodio, hasn't won yet. He's simply just been one of the most consistent drivers in the division. Sometimes championships aren't won by dominating. They're won by showing up every single week and finishing near the front. Defending champion Jake Veneta has also been lurking right behind him. And don't sleep on Tommy Adams, Danny Thibault, Mike Cavallero, and Daryl Church. Church led the first 25 laps of last week's Triple Crown before coming just a little short. And that's the kind of performance that can help build momentum heading into the next race. Now let's give a dive into Fast Fridays. When the racing is over and you're ready to grab a bite to eat, Raising Cane's has you covered. Hot, fresh chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and of course, that world-famous cane sauce. With several locations nearby and plenty of room for trailers and race haulers, it's the perfect post-race stop. Friday, I talked to rising legend car star Dylan Calabro. Dylan and I talked about what it takes to get into the next pit stop legends, how he started his journey here at Seekonk Speedway, and what he wants to come in 2026. Let's take a look. Welcome back, race fans. It's Giuliana Vanasse. Today we're back in the hot seat with the number 71 legend car driver, Dylan Calabro. Dylan, how are you feeling going into tonight?
I feel great. I have some confidence after having a decent week last week, showing new speed with my new car and everything. So I have high hopes for tonight, and hopefully I can do good.
So I know you just mentioned you got a new car. Does that do anything for your confidence this year?
Kind of does, because it's a little bit newer. So I know I have newer technology and everything like to go back on, and a new motor. So it kind of helps out with a lot, and just helps keep everything up to date. And yeah, it's just new.
For those who don't know the process, what goes into getting a new legend car?
Sometimes what you can do is you can sometimes either go straight to INX, order something brand new, or you guys can do what I did and reach out to somebody that has a car that would want to sell it and go from there. So that's what we did. We bought a car off someone we knew that was fairly new, and now it's not.
So last week you did show a lot of speed, but you did have a little struggle mid-race. How do you recover from situations like that?
Sometimes you just gotta forget it and just try to salvage as much as you can. My incident happened late in the race, so I kind of had to salvage as much as I could with like the 4 laps that we had left. But hopefully, I'm hoping for a better week this week, and maybe we can come out with a little better result.
All right, you've come a long way since you first started racing. What was it like starting off in the Bandoleros and making the jump to the legends?
It's a lot different. Bandos, you kind of just go in, and there's a lot to them and how to drive them, but also it's not as much as a legend. Like, their legends are more technical, how you have to drive them, and it takes a lot more.
You're also a student. You just graduated high school. What was it like balancing driving race cars and being a high school student?
It was a little tough with racing starting towards the end of my senior year, but school always came first and race cars were second. So once we got school done, I was in the shop helping out and getting my car ready.
Is there any most memorable moments from your racing career here at Seekonk Speedway?
Probably my first top 5 in the legend that I got 2 years ago. It helped me. I was up front for most of the race, and just helped my confidence a little bit.
And lastly, is there anything you want to do most in 2026?
I'm hoping I can get my first win this year. That's my big goal. But if I can get a couple of top 3s, maybe, I'll be happy.
All right. Thank you so much. You did great, and hope to see you here soon, race fans.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about one of the hottest drivers on the property, which is Jacob Burns. Week 1 was a complete disaster for him, but since then, he's been unstoppable. 3 straight victories in a row, and every time that green flag drops, he seems to just find another gear. But while Burns is winning races, Richie Helger Jr. and Mason Tessier continue to keep doing exactly what championship contenders should be doing. They're always there, consistent, and collecting points, and that's why this championship battle remains incredibly tight despite Burns' recent dominance. But keep an eye on Brody Wakefield, Brian Wilkinson Jr., Isaiah Newcomb, Chase Sylvia, and defending champion Josh Parsons as well, despite his absence. And remember, the Legends are racing twice in 5 nights, with the Summer Showdown coming up on July 1st. Momentum matters, every point matters, and most importantly, every lap matters. The Pure Stocks have delivered surprises almost every week this season. Rookie Richie Johnson won, then Ethan Souza, then Bobby Bentoncourt III. And last week, Bryson Robidoux joined the party. 4 races, 4 different winners. That's pretty incredible. However, the big question is whether somebody becomes the first repeat winner or if we keep the streak alive. There's plenty of other drivers who would love to add their name to the winner list. Brent Robidoux has also been knocking on that door. Crystal Murray has shown some speed. Zachary Keith and Peter Bouillot continue getting stronger every week. This division becomes one of the toughest to predict, which usually means fans want to watch it the most. The Sport 4 division continues to be one of the most entertaining storylines on Fast Friday. Last week, Christian Herman showed up and immediately won the race, which is a pretty efficient use of a Friday night. Meanwhile, Arthur Miak and Samantha Sloboda remain tied atop the championship standings. Miak already has 2 wins this season, but Sloboda hasn't won just yet. She's been one of the most consistent drivers on the field. Every week, she's right there in contention. Unfortunately, this week, she hinted that she's going to be missing the event, which could create a major shift in the championship race. Former champion Dave Westgate has already found victory lane, and drivers like Daniel Hayes, Jacob Busnia, and Christine Cavallero continue to trace their breakthrough moment. If you've been watching the Crown Vic Cruisers lately, you've probably noticed one thing. Mike Cavallero keeps finding a way to win. 3 straight victories, and yet none of them have came easy to him. Every week he's had to work hard through traffic, survive restarts, and make passes when it matters the most. But that's what champions do, and as a 6-time championship winner himself, he knows how to win. But the competition keeps on getting closer to him. Dylan Cabral returned last week and immediately ran near the front. Tyrese Mello continues to improve, and as the field grows, passing becomes more and more difficult, and mistakes come a lot more costly. This division has quickly become a fan favorite in a very short amount of time. The Outlaw division has spent the last several weeks trying to solve one problem. How do you beat Luka Dib? Right now, nobody has figured it out. 3 straight victories, very smooth, fast, and consistent. Exactly what you'd expect from one of the division's veterans. But don't think that gap isn't closing, because Aaliyah DeSoma has been getting stronger and stronger every week. Zacharias Kelly already owns a win this year, and other drivers like Ryder Ayugar, CJ Satterland, and several others continue to make gains every single week. Triple Crown races have a way of changing everything, so let's see if someone can finally knock Luke off the top spot, or if he's just going to come back even stronger and get a 4th win. The Bandits have their own Triple Crown battle this Friday. Defending champion Landon Solomito continues to lead the charge with 2 victories in the last 3 races. But Mason Goodale has also been incredibly impressive, grabbing the other 2 wins despite running only a part-time schedule. The Bandits division continues to grow and improve every single week. Drivers like Jace Chaber, Toby Lecuyer, Elias Dibb, Brody Solomito, and Brooke Meyer are all chasing their first trip to victory lane this season. And if we've learned anything about youth racing, that is the future stars are being built right here in-house every Friday night. So there you have it. Fast Friday, NASCAR Super Saturday, 10 divisions, multiple Triple Crown races, and the Everett Auto Parts Pro Stock 75. And maybe one of the biggest moments of the season if Dave Darling reaches win number 100. Fast Friday racing begins at 7 p.m. NASCAR Super Saturday goes green at 6 p.m. Get your tickets now at SeekonkSpeedway.com. Thanks for hanging out with me this week. Hopefully Kyle, Brady, or maybe even my dad come back next week, because talking to myself for this long is starting to get a little weird. I'm Giuliana Vanasse, and we'll see you at the Action Track of the East. Do you want me to dance for the outro? I think ready.